Baby, lay on back and relax. Kick your pretty feet up on my dash. No need to go nowhere fast. Let's enjoy right here where we at. Who knows where this road is supposed to lead?
Hi, how's everybody doing? Welcome to Life on the Road again. I'm Carrie.
And this is Justin. So today, I guess a little introduction about ourselves and why, I guess the why we got into hotshotting. So I'll let you start off with it.
Well, I guess we just want to kind of introduce ourselves and the business, how, like Justin said, how we got into it, why we got into it. So a little background on ourselves. Justin and I are married, been together 20 years, married almost 18 years.
Right.
I think all this kind of started from the fact that we've always liked to spend time together, work together, so it was always something we wanted to do, get into something we could do together. We have 3 girls,
Yeah,
teenage girls.
As
So
you can tell, it's not that bad.
anyways, our oldest is 18, then we have one that's going to turn 16, and our youngest is 12. So now that they were older, this was also a good time to go after something we finally wanted to do. I have a degree in social work, but I've always stayed home with kids, so it was nice to finally get out and be able to, you know, do something besides stay at home.
Right. As for me, I've worked a few different jobs. The longest job was, I was a train conductor for many years. Got into an accident and I couldn't go back to being a train conductor. So it kind of left us with what to do next. But during, you know, I had some time off and I've been working hard to get a bachelor's degree in marketing. So unfortunately, I only had 4 classes left, but with the starting of this business, I had to put that on hold. But it will get finished. Only 4 classes. There's no reason I won't finish it. So, you know, just running a business, I'll definitely be using that marketing degree and what I've learned. So I went from train conductor. We did a little run on a pizza business, pizza franchise, with no fault of our own. Franchise, just not getting in too much of it. The franchise themselves, they kind of just backed away and took off with our money, and not just our money, but pretty much all the franchisees' money. So I won't mention any names, but it's just kind of where we're at. We tried that, didn't run very well. So kind of, you know, we always want to have our own business together. I wasn't just a 9-to-5 person, and, you know, like Carrie said, we enjoy working together. So we wanted a business that would provide for us, but also allow us to work together. And so I guess I just had the bright idea one day. At that time, I had an F-150 that just thought, let's get a truck and trailer, and that's kind of where we went from there. Trade the F-150 in and trade in for an F-350, and went and got a trailer.
I think it literally happened just like that. We're driving down the road, leaving our pizza place, knew we were going to be closing soon, and Justin said, I'm just about to ready to get a trailer and put in the back of this and start hauling. And I think I looked at him and said, okay, sounds like a good idea.
I think it still is a good idea. The transportation business alone has been around for so long. It's always provided people with very good stable jobs, very beneficial. It helps the economy run. So I mean, there's many benefits. You know, people make very good living hauling freight across America.
Yeah, and we liked it too because unlike the pizza business or restaurant business in general, there's so many moving parts, inventory, payroll, dealing with employees, scheduling. There's just so much to it that alone became overwhelming and just too much. I think we actually spent more time away from home and our kids being up there every day, all day, than we are right now. Because by the time we left early in the morning, we got home late at night, we never saw them So this we knew we wouldn't have to worry about inventory. There's a lot less moving parts, a lot less expenses. So we thought, you know, let's give it a try and see what happens. And
let's just try it. Yeah, and it is a business that is scalable. It's something we can build on. We can, you know, work on dispatching. We can become brokers, and just it is a company that can be built upon. That's one thing I like about it. I don't want to just be a small, just I guess mom and pop, just truck driving firm. I want to be more than that. So that's kind of where we're at. I guess get into a little bit of personal about us. I'll just start out. I'm the type of person, I like to be active and like to move. So for me, it's a challenge, but I enjoy it. It's something different. It's different every day. The loads are always different. It keeps it interesting. You know, I just, if I could, I'd rather be at the gym every day, and that's kind of me. Just constantly being moving and active. And so what else is out there? What about for you?
I don't know. I think we just always wanted to travel, and so it's something we did a lot of, just do a random road trip and stuff, so we're used to that. But it is hard sitting every day in the truck. But I think where we are right now and knew from the beginning was being away from home and our kids. It's just temporary, because our goal is to scale this, so it's not going to be forever. We're hoping, but we wanted to be out there and get it build up, make connections, learn it ourselves before we start trying to hire people, so we know what it's like to be on the road. So when we go to dispatch or whatever it may be, we've been there, so we can feel for them versus just always sitting behind the desk. So we want to get out there and put our time in, grow it, get some strong connections, learn the business, and hopefully here very soon we can start adding drivers or start dispatching and start growing it. So as tough it is as it is, we know it's not going to be long term. We can start pulling away and get back home, you know, more often. Our kids understand that. Like we said, they're older now, so that helps a lot to have older kids. One of which is an adult, so that helped us a lot to be able to take this step. And
yeah, like Carrie said, it's about developing an understanding of how this works out here. We've been contacted by a few dispatchers, and it becomes kind of frustrating because they don't understand the industry. You know, we've only been out here for about 2.5 months now. They don't fully understand it, and we ask them, you know, random questions, and they don't really have an answer for it. It's because they don't have an understanding of this out here. So we definitely want to develop an understanding of how this industry works, and before we start putting drivers on there, because I couldn't imagine doing dispatching without understanding the loads and how to put them together. I guess someone said it's like playing Tetris.
Yeah. But I think that we had one dispatch. I do all the dispatching, but we thought we would make some contacts. It's always nice to have that extra person to reach out to for when you may be somewhere and you're having a hard time to get a load. So we kind of started with one, and she called us about a load, and I don't think she's ever done this job before besides dispatching, and Justin was asking her several questions, like, what is the load? I need to know more than just the weight. What is it? Because everything's, you know, needs to be strapped down differently. And some things you just don't want to mess with, that it's not worth the money. So she seemed to have got annoyed about that. She said she was going to call the broker and ask those questions to get back with her. That was several days ago. We've never heard back from her. So I think she was annoyed that she found us a load, but we didn't want to take the load. Well, there's a lot of variables. And so now when we go to do the dispatching, we'll understand why they want that information, because some things are just not worth the hassle. You might not have the right equipment, enough straps, whatever it may be. So these are the things that we wanted to gain by doing this ourselves.
So we'll give it a few more months. Not just give it a few more months. I mean, I think this is where we need to be, and we're enjoying it. But I mean, a few more months of just being on the road before we start, you know, really scaling this thing. But I think there's a demand right now for a couple drivers, at least one more driver. I'd definitely like to have a semi flatbed driver underneath of us here very soon. I think we could really put them to work. Definitely some hot shots.
Especially in the Ohio, Indiana, Pennsylvania, Michigan area, we're turning away loads on a regular basis,
Yes.
and we could probably honestly keep 10 other drivers busy on a daily basis, at least in that area that we know of for sure.
Absolutely. You know, we talk to a lot of these customers when we get out, especially the smaller places. We're making connections everywhere, and brokers alone are calling us saying, you guys ran loads for us. We loved what you did. Would you run this load for me? And most of the time we're not in the area, and I hate it because I want to take care of them at the same time, and I wish we had drivers to fulfill those needs. And we are, you know, we were in Tennessee the other day. We talked to a guy. We're picking up some hardwood floors. We stopped and talked to that guy for a while, and he said, anytime you guys are in the area, just let me know. And he said, I'll always have work for you. So we got those connections out there, even though we're out here for 2.5 months. It's really about making those connections to be successful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think that's important. We want to, I think if we would just started and tried to dispatch or whatever, we wouldn't have had those connections and wouldn't have had the understanding. So I think more than anything, we have the appreciation now for people that are out here on a regular basis. It's hard enough being gone 5 days a week. This is our first weekend in 9 weeks that we actually stayed away. So we have an appreciation now and the understanding of what people actually have to go through that stay gone for weeks, sometimes months at a time, so we can be understanding when we're dispatching and if they want to get home or whatever it may be. So anyways, enough rambling about that, but I think that was one reason we actually wanted to do this part. I think as we grow, we'll stay home a little more, but it'll be something that we always love. Every once in a while, a really good paying trip comes up, or just want to take a trip and get on the road and do it. So for those of you watching that are thinking about this, just so you know, it's not like traveling. If you say you like to travel and go places, it's not like that. You are in the car literally running your EL. If you're really hustling and trying to make what we've been making, you're in there running your ELD out. So you're in the truck sometimes. We were in there like 60 hours in a week, or
I think it was a week before that. We're there for 60 hours. On average, 50 hours in the truck. Gone 5 days, putting roughly about 2,500 miles on the truck per week. So it's rough, but you do have to be a hustler out here. That's, I think, I guess the key point to being successful out here is you have to go, 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 go. You got to book up those loads. You got to know your steps in advance. Know where you're going to be. We like to try to put a 2-hour buffer in between us, depending on the distance. If it's about a 500-mile load, that's where we start, like to about hour and a half, 2-hour buffer. If you start pushing out 600, 700 miles, we like to extend that buffer out a little bit more. But we're pretty good at predicting where we're going to be and how to move these loads so we can stay successful and stay busy.
Even in the short loads, we like to give ourselves at least usually an hour, because you don't know if you're going to hit a way station. So if it says you're going to be there in 2 hours, we like to give ourselves 3 hours to get there, because you don't know if you're going to hit a way station. If it's sometimes the gas lines, if you guys stop and get gas or whatever it may be, it can just really hold you up. So always.
This is definitely a two-person job, in my opinion. Obviously, I do the driving. Carrie, she's always doing that dispatching, constantly on the boards. So it's a two-person job, and she's taking care of the paperwork while I'm unloading something or cleaning up my straps, rolling up the tarps, whatever. Carrie, she's talking to these brokers, the load's off, taking care of the paperwork, like I said, and immediately, making those contacts. Pretty much the load's done, and calling the next broker and saying we're on our way.
Yeah, he's usually unloading, and by the time he's unloading, I have the signed BOL submitted to the broker, submitted to our factoring company, and usually the next address in the GPS, and my tablet up and looking for the next load after that. So obviously one person can do it, so we don't, the ones of you that are doing it alone, we're not trying to discredit.
Absolutely can
I
be
guess
done.
The biggest thing is for us doing it with 2 people, I think is what's made us be able to hustle like we are and average 4.5 loads, 5 loads a week, because you know, while he's out doing things, I can take care of these other things. So I think that's kind of what you meant by...
Oh, I mean, it definitely can be done. I think in my opinion, it's very difficult, and
yes,
it'd be almost impossible for me to do it by myself. So that's what I mean. I absolutely, if you're doing it by yourself, congratulations. I like doing it with 2 people. It makes life easier. I guess I don't know how else to put it other than that.
Right. I just think that's what makes it easier for us to turn as much as we are.
Absolutely.
To keep what we're doing. But, so I think that's kind of how we got into it. Just took the steps, like Justin said, traded in the F-150, got F-350, went for the trailer. Justin spent months and months of just trying to figure everything out on how to get it running. And
if you haven't watched our first couple videos, especially the second video, a lot of detail on how to put together this business before you even get to the road. So it's very complicated, and you'll learn that. And
I think just real quick, we'll add into this. We just had somebody ask us a question and if we regret doing this, and my answer is no, I don't. I don't regret doing it. I don't regret anything about it, not at this point. I mean, you know, to be honest, this weekend is hard, being away from the kids, and so sometimes, you know, that's mentally hard, but knowing it's just short term. But other than that, we really do like it. It does get tiring and rough and things like that, but we do enjoy it. We don't regret doing it, at least. Yeah.
No, I don't regret it. I guess you can look at it 2 ways. Like I said, we're in the franchise, pizza franchise business. Very expensive, very costly. We lost a lot of money in that. It's unfortunate what happened. This business, like I said, look at it 2 ways. If I want to step out of it, I got a nice truck, and we got a trailer anytime we need it, or sell the trailer, sell the truck. It's something that can be, I guess, dismantled
easily. Unlike, because like Justin's saying, you know, getting out of the pizza business, there's a lot of getting out of that. You know, we're still trying to deal with some of the cleanup on that. But this, you know, if it were not to work out, there's not a lot to closing it down. But I don't foresee us going anywhere anytime soon. And
no, I'm enjoying it. I like it. I like seeing other parts of the country. I like each load is different. It keeps it exciting.
We like talking to the people. You learn so much. I think if you just stop for a minute and talk to somebody, you'll learn a lot. It's really neat. We've ran into some really neat people, and just hearing what they've done before and all that's really neat.
Yeah, I mean, each industry, I like talking to people. What do you guys do here? You know, the simple questions of how long you've been here, and it's interesting. I like talking to other hotshotters. I know that's not a word, but I'm gonna claim hotshotter. Ted, if you're on this, we stopped in Alabama a few weeks ago, and there's a guy sitting in Whole Foods, and I had to go in and get my kombucha tea. But either way, we came out, and he was still sitting out there, and we stopped and talked to him. So it's
really
nice talking.
Guy,
absolutely. He was from Minnesota. So
he's a really nice guy, and I think he was kind of surprised that we stopped and talked to him, and we started giving him contacts. He started giving us contacts for areas we hadn't been in yet, and we really hadn't been up toward the Minnesota way, and we're scared to go that way. And he told us, you know, there's a lot of coming out there. So it's very informational. It's one reason we started to do this. We wanted to help other people, and we're always looking to other people that's been in it a long time to get information. I just think it's very important to help each other. And
I think so. I like helping other people. we see some other stuff on Facebook where some people are they're not very happy and kind toward helping new people get into this business. I'm not like that. I want to ask for help, and hopefully someone will help us out. And I want to do the same. I want to all the information that I learn, I want to provide that to someone else and help them grow. I know it's competition, but at the same time, healthy competition is good. It's good for the economy. I'd love to be the only person running out there and making $100 per mile, but that's just not the case. And
there's plenty of freight to move right now.
Right.
So, you know, we want to help other people, and I don't know if there's anything else that anybody specifically has asked us lately. There's a video out there if you haven't seen yet on our costs per mile that's broke down, in case any of you are wondering about expenses and what you have in it and what you need to break even, at least for us.
Right.
Justin will have an equipment video coming for those of you that need to know what you need to start or what you need to have. So if you haven't liked and subscribed yet, like and subscribe. We try to update every week just to let people know where we've been, what we've done, what we've learned that week, struggles that we've had. Like us on Facebook. I update that on a regular basis. Try to anyhow. You can see some of the neat places we've been and the people that we've met.
Right.
So that's kind of interesting. We want to help anybody. You got any questions, you can email us at ohiohaulerllc@gmail.com.
Right. Or just, you know, comment right there below.
Right.
And we'll answer back to you as soon as we can. I think we're up at 61.
Yeah, we're at 61.
Thank you, all 61 of you. We appreciate it. We're trying hard to get our name out there, and just keep liking and subscribing and share our information. And if there's anything else that we need to add or
maybe
information that we need.
If you know of anything we should know, definitely let us know.
Absolutely. We're new to this. We're still trying to figure all this out. So we're ready to move forward, and I think we covered everything about ourselves.
I think so. If there's anything else that you want to know or we didn't cover, feel free to ask. We're pretty open about trying to fill you in on where we've been and what we've done and where we're going.
Right.
So like and subscribe, follow us on our adventures, and see where we go next.
And
until next time,
God bless.
stay safe, and like and subscribe.